All right, morning everybody. It is about 1 minute showtime. I'm going to turn the music down here. I think just under a minute now before the nominations begin. I've got my pen ready. Oh, that reminds me. I've got to switch out here. I remember I mistyped when I was writing out the nominees here, and I said that Mark Ruffalo will be nominated for Barbie. No, he's going to be nominated for Poor Things. We hope. We hope. That BAFTA SAG miss thing by him and Leo was weird. All right, well, I guess long story short, we're expecting Oppenheimer, Poor Things, Killers, The Flower Moon to hold the race for most nominations. It'll be probably one of those three if my hair will stay down, but it's bedhead stuff in the morning. You can't really fix that too much. Um, let's see, we've got a couple people there. It'll take a while here. I'll keep an eye on this, of course, and we'll have the saying on a little bit here. But who else? Best director is going to be a little tricky this morning. We'll see who's in and who's out. A couple slots open in the acting categories, of course. Those are rarely like 100% solidified by now, which obviously they are not. Let's see how Barbie does. Does Barbie overperform or underperform? Does it pull a BAFTA type performance or a Critics' Choice type performance? Let's see. We've got Zazie Beetz and Jack Quaid, I know, announcing nominees here. So we'll just wait on them to come up. What else? Last minute, I was starting to have some fears that what if Carey Mulligan falls out in Best Actress and they go Greta Lee or they go Annette Bening or maybe even Fantasia Barrino. It's in the last like 24 hours, I've just had like a little jolt of like, uh-oh, she could fall out because even though she's gotten in everywhere, what if Maestro underperforms and they just leave her off? I mean, it's been known to happen, or it could be Margot Robbie. It's not a Viola Davis situation. I did predict Margot, I believe, at one point or another this season, briefly at least. I don't think it's one of those. I hope not. Oh, jeez. So we'll see. Okay, here they come. Good. And sorry, I don't mean to be disrespectful to the president with whatever she was saying, but I just got to this recording a little bit later than I wanted to. I try to get a little bit more ahead of it than I did this morning, but that's okay. Now, Zazie, she was in one of the possible nominees, right? I tried to look. I didn't have time to look it up. Now we know Jack Quaid was in Oppenheimer, so we know that's a little bias. All right. Just depends because I've got 7 pages here, so I don't know where they're going to start. I'm going to be a little flipping through until I find the right category, right? So, all right, let's do it. Here's a big one. Oh, shoot. Okay, he's in. Okay. Robert Downey Jr. Okay, Gosling. There you go. Okay, is it Ruffalo or Sessa? Okay, so no Dominic Sessa. All right. That doesn't mean the worst thing for the Holdovers, by the way. Okay, that should be... Yep, that's expected. Bingo. Napoleon. Good. Oppenheimer. Yes. Poor Things. Yes! That's 5 out of 5. Okay, not bad. Next page. Good. Yes! Good start. Killers? Nope, no Killers. Yep. Poor Things. And it's probably what? Society? All right. 4 out of 5. That's not bad. I think I got 3 or 2 last year in that category. That was a bad one. Okay, that's on the last page. I missed it. The after. Okay. I'm not doing too well here. I did not have that one. I pulled it. Wow, 2 out of 5. So no Anne Frank. They did not go with the Holocaust story. Whoops. I had that one. Somewhere. Ooh, no Disney one. Once Upon a Studio. No Pete, no Boom. I only got 2 there. Ooh, I'm struggling on these shorts. Ooh. Adaptive. Yep, we had that one. Barbie. Yep. Yes, Kills the Flower Moon Mist. I pulled it. I think I got it right. Poor Things. And Zone. What's the last one? Zone of Interest? Bingo! That's another 5 out of 5. Good. Okay. Good start. Whoops. That's alright, that's just the page I had one on it. Holdovers, yep. Maestro next. Bingo. Okay, now let's see if it's May, December. Yes. The last one's got to be Past Lives, right? Yes. I nailed all the screenplays. Jeez, that's the first time that's happened to me. Okay. This is... Here we go. Emily Blunt. Give me Emily Blunt. Okay. First nomination for her. As it will be for Danielle Brooks. Exactly. Now, let's see if my thing pulled off. No, I didn't have her in. I did not have Jodie. And Divine. Okay, so no Sandra Hüller double nomination, and Julianne Moore did fall out. So probably not a good sign. Obviously, we know Charles Melton is also not in. Oh, they're taking a break. Shoot. Wasn't prepared for that. Maybe they said it, maybe they didn't. Okay, so 4 out of 5 on supporting actor and 3 out of 5 on supporting actress. Nominations continue. Oh, shoot. What time is that? Where's my handy-dandy phone at? It says they will be back at 8:41 Eastern. Oh, that's like 2 minutes. Okay, good. Not too long to stall here. America, I actually did predict America for a little bit. Well, not a little bit. I had her in actually for like a week, 2 weeks after she got the credit. It was after Critics' Choice, and then not long after SAG nominations were out, I pulled her in favor of... who did I have in at that point? I think I put Penelope Cruz in. Then she got the SAG nomination. I'm like, ooh, I don't know. I had a weird feeling. But so far, no. So far, nobody in these acting races... None of them have been polled yet. None of them are ones that missed at any point in the season. All of them at least had one nomination. Sterling K got a couple. I missed him in supporting actor. And I knew he was close. I was glad I pulled Willem Dafoe. That ended up being the right choice. But I just, yeah. And then, nobody in supporting actress missed anywhere. Jodie basically got in everywhere except BAFTA. America got in only at Critics' Choice, but she was longlisted at BAFTA and stuff like that. And we know Barbie, of course, did get the ensemble nomination at SAG. But see, and I was thinking about the night they did the Golden Globes, and they had Kevin Costner, or whoever, talked like for 2 minutes, basically advertising her monologue in the film, which is basically her big Oscar moment. That's undoubtedly going to be her Oscar clip, if you will. I was wondering about it. I'm like, ooh, I don't know. So, okay, maybe at least the actors are on board with Barbie. So we know that. So that's a great sign that Margot Robbie putting her in is the correct call. It made it in for screenplay, obviously. And I think costume design is the only other one they've done that it would have been up for, because it didn't make the short list for Let's see, for makeup. Okay, I'm putting some papers off to the side here, so hopefully they're not totally in the way as we go through the rest of these. I got a short category left. We got, obviously, the music categories, sound, picture director, and the leading acting categories, visual effects, editing, cinematography, production design left, as well as all the feature categories. So they got quite a few to go through. This was less than half, right? This was only like 9 categories or something. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. Okay, 8 categories, whatever. I wasn't keeping count. I can't. I don't have that kind of card counting brain or whatever. I'm not Dustin Hoffman over here. All right. If they come back, I went to black here, so I'm presuming they'll be back here in just a moment. Yeah, so far Oppenheimer hasn't missed anything. Barbie has arguably overperformed with its nomination for America Ferrera. Holdovers, really the only thing it could have gotten there was supporting actor for Dominic Sessa, so that hasn't missed too many things yet.
Welcome back.
So I'll turn the volume up a little bit for this next section here. Might have been too soft. Okay, they'll probably do the music categories.
The Fire Inside.
There you go. I'm just Ken. I see that. I'm just Ken. Anywhere else I'd be a 10. Something like that. We were going over that at work earlier this week. Bingo! I put that one in. Good. Good poll. Ooh, interesting. Ooh, so Killers gets a spot back there. Oh, No Road to Freedom. So does that mean Rustin Coleman Domingo's out?
The nominees for Achievement in Music, Original Score.
Okay, Killers.
American Fiction.
Oh, no, I did not have that one.
Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
Didn't have that one.
Killers of the Flower Moon.
Okay, who missed here? Oppenheimer? Ooh, probably no Spider-Man then? Wow, no Spider-Man or Zone of Interest there. Interesting. So Daniel Pemberton, still that elusive Oscar nomination for his actual scores. He got in for song. Okay, I did not have that one. I had that one. Whoa, hang on. Wow, no American Symphony or Beyond Utopia? Beyond Utopia, I've heard a lot of people say that one was locked. Where do I have that one? Okay, I know I had that one. Shoot, where's that page at? Here it is. Nope, I did not have that last one. And what was the other one? Island in Between. So no Camp Courage or Last Song from Kabul. Yeah. This is going to be weird. Good, Perfect Days got in. Society of the Snow. Okay, probably 20 Days in Mariupol. God damn it, I pulled that one. Son of a bitch. Alright, so no Taste of Things and no 20 Days in Mariupol double nomination. Fine. Here we go. Boy and the Heron. Okay. And the Elemental next. Nimona. There you go. Spider-Man. Not heard of that one. Alright, I put in Super Mario Brothers. That didn't end up being right, but that's okay. There you go. I had Color Purple next. Nope, no Color Purple. Oppenheimer. Oh, there's Napoleon. So that's a double, at least a double nominee. And Poor Things?
And Poor Things.
Okay, 4 out of 5 isn't bad.
Next up, for achievement in film editing.
So those two just exactly lined up, right? Oh, they put a YouTube ad in there. No, no, no. Guys, don't do this. Oh, that's dreadful. What am I missing here? Hurry up. Come on. What am I missing here?
And for achievement in sound.
I completely missed it. I completely missed it. Thanks, YouTube. Okay, where the hell am I?
Maestro. Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1.
Wow, they actually went Mission Impossible.
Oppenheimer. And The Zone of Interest. Next, the
Okay,
nominees
3
for
out of 5.
achievement in visual effects. The Creator.
Yep, I had that one. Godzilla.
Godzilla -1.
Good. I got that one right.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
All right.
Mission Impossible: Dead
Ooh,
Reckoning Part 1.
the effects were not great in that.
And Napoleon.
Ooh, no Poor Things? Or Spider-Man.
For achievement in cinematography, the nominees are El Conde,
Shh. Nobody had that one.
Killers of the Flower Moon,
Yep.
The Maestro,
Ooh, Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer,
So is it Zone of Interest or Poor Things?
and Poor Things.
So no Zone of Interest in cinematography either. Ooh, that one didn't pull very well.
Performance by an actor in a leading
Okay, here's a big one. Bradley Cooper? Yep. Give me Leo.
Coleman Domingo.
Nope.
Paul Giamatti in The Holdovers.
Alright, Cillian Murphy.
Cillian Murphy.
And Jeffrey Wright. Don't give me anything weird here.
And Jeffrey Wright in American Fiction.
That's just weird. So is Lily out too? Are they going to pull a BAFTA here?
For performance by an actress in a leading role.
Enough of this.
Annette Bening in
Mm. They both got in.
Lily Gladstone.
Okay, who fell out then? Is it Carrie? Don't tell me it's Sandra Hüller.
Sandra Hüller.
Okay, it's not Sandra.
Anatomy of a Fall. Carey Mulligan.
Uh-oh. It's Margot Robbie, isn't it?
And Emma Stone.
Oh, god fucking damn it, it happened again. Oh, no.
For achievement in directing.
Okay, this is a huge category here.
Justine Triet. Anatomy of a
Hallelujah! I nailed it! Yes!
Martin Scorsese.
Yep.
Killers of the Flower Moon.
Alright.
Christopher Nolan.
Okay. Give me Yorgos.
Yorgos Lanthimos.
Yes. And give me Alexander Payne.
And Jonathan Glazer.
Nope, it was, okay, both of the international ones, so no Alexander Payne. 4 out of 5 ain't bad, and I got Justine Triet right.
Category. I can't wait.
It's American Fiction to start.
Nominees for Best Motion Picture of the Year are American Fiction.
Mm-hmm.
Ben LeClaire, Nikos Paramigos, Cord Jefferson, and Jermaine Johnson.
Okay, I'm going to have to pull up who got in for film editing.
Eva Fall,
Yep.
Ravi Ashtiani, and David Zhu. Barbie.
Yep.
David Heyman, Margot Robbie, Tom Ackerley, and Robbie Brenner, producers. The Holdovers, Mark Johnson,
Yep.
producer.
Killers.
Killers of the Flower
Alright. Maestro.
Dan Friedkin, Bradley Thomas, Martin Scorsese, and Daniel Lupi, producers. Maestro, Bradley Cooper, Steven Spielberg, Fred Burner.
Alright, three spots left. Or four, sorry. Oppenheimer?
Oppenheimer.
Yep, so Oppenheimer got everything we thought it would, so that should be 13.
Christopher Nolan, producers. Past Lives.
And Poor Things. It's going to be Poor Things.
And Pamela Kaufler, producers.
And, sorry, the last one should be the zone of interest. Good. All right. So 10 out of 10 on picture. First time that's happened, I think. 4 out of 5 on director. 4 out of 5 on actor. 4 out of 5. I had cinematography next. 5 out of 5 on costume. 4 out of 5 on production design. I'm going to have to pull some other sheets here. Okay, hang on. Give me 1 second here. I'm going to see if I can rewind to film editing. Here we go. I had Anatomy of a Fall. So I had an ad play over this part. I had Holdovers. Good. Killers. Good. Give me Oppenheimer and Poor Things. Good. That's a 5 out of 5. Awesome. Okay. All right. So, really with this, give me 1 second here, because there was a couple spots where I had predicted nominees where they did not get in, and some spots where they made up for it in other categories. Like Killers, I did not have in song. It missed screenplay, which I predicted. I got that one right. Let's see here. Sorry, can I escape full screen here? Because this looks a little weird. the ratio and everything was way off. Let's see here. So I had that one. American Fiction did that. It didn't get double digits, but it got Sterling K. Brown in. It got score. Boy, yeah, I'll do a count here in just a second here, and we'll. I'll have to like staple these together next year or something, so it's a little easier to go through. So it was weird. The one thing that kind of gave me pause. Coleman Domingo. Okay, Rustin. It got the acting nomination. It was the sole nominee. So I'm like, usually when that scenario sets up, that's where I get nervous, because that's where it's more easy to miss than it is to get in. But Coleman Domingo did get in. So Leo missed there, even though, again, Kills the Flower Moon basically got everything else it needed and even overperformed. The only exception, of course, being screenplay, but the BAFTA missing their snub there, if you will. Which, again, I try not to use the word snub unless it's, like, truly earned, you know? But, yeah. Otherwise, Poor Things, I think, outside of visual effects, it got everything. It got screenplay, it got 2 of the actors in, the 2 that I picked, so I'm glad for that. It got score, it got makeup, it wasn't going to be in sound. Yeah, I think visual effects was the only one I did not have that one in, and it got everything else, and it didn't show up somewhere we weren't expecting it. So, let's see, I've got my other list over here, so let's look at that again, shall we? So that one ended up getting 11 then, and I think Killers ended up with 11. So those should tie for second place, if I'm not mistaken, because Killers got picture, director, actress, supporting actor, missed screenplay, which I predicted, missed best actor, which I did not have. It picked up best song, so that would be 5. Got score as 6. It missed in makeup, okay. And it did not get the sound nomination. Which I had originally predicted, but I pulled it. Got cinematography is 7, film editing is 8, costume design production is actually 10, so 10 for that one. I'm going to write that down on where's my empty sheet of paper here so I can reference it here. Here we go. Let's see, so I'll just say Oppie, because they call that him that movie. Poor Things got 11, Killers 10. I think those are the only ones that broke double digits. But Barbie, I'm sure Barbie got damn close. It got picture, missed an actress. So I'll have to look back at my records or whatever, but I'm sure I predicted her at one point. So it wasn't a Viola Davis situation. So they ended up going both Annette Bening and Jodie Foster for Naiad, which, yeah, for me it was going to be I predicted them both or I predicted none of them. I wasn't going to put just Jodie Foster in. Again, I just, with that rule of, only expecting to get one nomination and stuff, I just can't do that. I feel like I just burn myself every time I do that. Okay, let's try again here. Okay, so Barbie, it's got picture, it's got, what's the next one I have here? That's 1. Supporting actors 2, 2 songs in is 4. It missed for sound. So did Ferrari. Ferrari got nothing, did it? Mission Impossible got a couple, actually. Okay, so screenplay is 5. Supporting actress would be 6. And then costume design production line, that's 8. So really the only one, so I had it in for sound and I had it in for actress. It missed both those, but it picked up supporting actress for America Ferrera, which again is weird. It's like, okay, so the actors like the movie a lot, and they love, the movie enough to nominate America Ferrera over Julianne Moore and over quite a few others in that category that could have gotten in. But there's no room in Best Actress for Margot Robbie. Instead, you got to go Annette Bening. Okay, that's very odd to me. Zone of Interest did pretty close to what we expected. I did not have it in director, so that ended up getting picture, director, no acting categories. Got in for screenplay, so that's 3. Missed for score. Got in for sound is 4. International feature is 5. Missed for cinematography. No, wait, hang on. That can't be it. I got it at 5. That's not right. Can't be right. Okay, yeah, missed for cinematography. They went El Conde instead. So that's the 5 that got in at the Cinematographers Guild, if I'm not mistaken. Rarely do those line up exactly. Like last year especially. I think they only got 2 out of the 5 last year or something ridiculous like that. Okay, I'm going to count again on this one. International, adapted screenplay, missed for score, missed for the other one there. Sound is 3. Picture is 4. Director is 5. Did I already count it for screenplay? Shit, I have to do this again here. Hold on. Okay, picture director. Yes. Adapted screenplay, 3. International feature is 4. And sound would be 5. I think I skipped that one. I've only got it down for 5. Okay. So that one, I think, I had that one down for 7, so that one didn't do so hot. American Fiction, let's do that one next. That might have gotten to 6, actually. Let's see. Picture, it got in for actor. That's 2. Supporting actor would make 3. Score is 4. Let's see. Adapted screenplay is 5. Oh, that might be it. 5. Yeah, that's what I had. Okay. So I have that one down for 5. Holdovers. So that one ended up missing director and supporting actor, but I think I got everything else. Film editing, right? Which is weird. Okay, so it got film editing, misses director, misses supporting actor, still gets the picture and screenplay and everything, so that should be at 5. Hang on, I'll just count here to make sure. Okay, so film editing, so that would be... so pulling Maestro there actually ended up being the right call. So Holdovers is 1 there. 2 for supporting actress. 3 for picture, 4 for actor. What am I missing it in? Hold on, that's not right. Okay, picture, actor is 2. Supporting actress is 3. Original screenplay is 4. And editing is 5. Okay, there we go. That's better. Maestro, I have that one way down, even though that... Actually, I think that got everything we expected, right? I don't remember that jumping into any categories. We didn't end up with Bradley Cooper here. And pulling Greta Lee ended up being the right choice. I just put in the wrong other contender. Okay, so Maestro gets picture, it gets actor, gets actress, that's 3. Original screenplay makes 4. Makeup is 5. Sound is 6. Cinematography is 7. Yeah, 7. Okay. Is that... Yeah, that's what I had it for. So good. That one did exactly what we thought it would. Anatomy of a Fall. ended up, I think that got everything we expected it to. Picture, it got director. I'm so glad. I've been calling that for months, and I finally got it right. That felt good. Now, Jonathan Glazer, I knew was close. I had him as my first alternate, so yeah, so it was just Alexander Payne that fell out. But I thought, again, the Holdovers seemed to be going a little bit up, and even though it, didn't get Dominic Sessa in, I'm like, okay, even if it ends up with 6 with director, that's fine. And then nope, they don't go with him. So we did not, if anything, he got Denis Villeneuve, if you will, which I did not even have on my thing there. But no, Poor Things and Poor Things and Killers, rather, both did about what we expected in the tech categories, maybe plus or minus 1. Yeah, so I'm glad I wasn't going to pull either of them. I knew that just did not make sense. And again, to my theory that I talked about last time with Leo, him missing in Best Actor, that this is probably the first time since Killers of the Flower Moon, for Killers of the Flower Moon, first time since Titanic, and you could argue Gangs of New York that he's had a double-digit nominee where he is not nominated. But again, with Gangs of New York, it's like, yep, he was not going to get in over Daniel Day-Lewis. If anything, he would be nominated alongside him in Best Actor. And that category, I think that year it was way too stacked to get 2 nominations out of that film. Okay, so sorry, let's keep going here. Okay, so picture director is 2. Actress makes 3. Original screenplay makes 4. Film editing, hang on, we're not there yet. Hold on, that's 4. Let's not jump ahead here. And then film editing is 5. Okay, so that got 5. That's the 5 I had it down for. Good, so that didn't miss anything. Past Lives, I think that got the 2 we thought. Screenplay and picture, and that was it. Couldn't get one of those song nominations, for example, which is weird, but yeah. Okay, who else here? Let me think here. Who else? Napoleon ended up... Okay, that ended up with visual effects. It got... I think that got 3, didn't it? Visual effects. Hold on. Where are the other categories I got into? Visual effects, costume, and production design is 3. Yeah. Napoleon. 3. Which is weird. So I think that's the first time in a while we've seen the production design and costume design categories go, match 5 for 5. Usually there's 1 or 2 outliers in there, which is what I had predicted as well. And maybe that's more a stats thing than anything else, but just weird that they actually went 5 for 5 across the board there. I thought I put in Color Purple in place of Napoleon there for production design, but yeah, and I didn't necessarily I wasn't like a non-believer in that one, but yeah. Hang on, I want to look at this zone of interest thing again because it's weird. Only 5? That's weird. Because again, I expected it to kind of pull, kind of similarly to. Actually, hold on. Let me think about this. Zone of Interest got 9. Got 9 at BAFTA, 5 here. Last year, All Quiet on the Western Front got 13 at BAFTA, and it ended up with 9 Oscar nominations. So that's 4 less. Maybe that's the rule then. I'm going to look at it again here. Picture director. I feel like I'm missing a category on it. Picture and director. Missed for score. Got sound, 3. Adapted screenplay is 4. And then the 5th one would be international feature, and that was it. Yeah, that was it. So it could have gotten production design, it could have gotten editing, could have gotten cinematography, could have gotten score. So there's quite a few it fell out of. So I don't think, it'll win its, international feature category, but I think that's really about the extent of it. Not that it was going to pull a weird, coda thing or something and all of a sudden get that. Let's see here. Who else got multiple? Mission Impossible got the 2. Which is the first time that series has gotten anything, including... Now, the visual effects one has me a little stumped here, because it's like, okay, how are the effects in that better than Poor Things, for example? That makes no sense. Yeah. Otherwise, Spider-Man, you could argue that one underperformed. It only got animated. Couldn't get into effects, and it couldn't get into score. Yeah. What else here? And one more time I'll go through all the categories. We'll talk about what we got wrong, what we got right, and maybe some early, and we'll go through an early prediction of who's going to win the category. That I usually like to do that. Anyone else that got multiple nominations that I'm not counting at this point? Indiana Jones ended up getting the score nomination, but I think that was the only one there. 20 Days in Maripol only got the one. American Symphony only got the one. It's missing in doc feature. I was correct. The Michael J. Fox movie did not get in, so I'm glad. That's the only one I can count right there. I had Teacher's Lounge almost the whole way for international features since I've been predicting it in like late November, early December. Or no, after that, sorry. I don't think I officially predicted that until December when the short list came out, so I credit myself for that there. So I had that one in for a long time. I did not have Fallen Leaves ever predicted, so when that one fell out, I wasn't totally shocked, but yeah. Otherwise, yeah, El Conde pulled the one with cinematography. Elemental only got the one for for animated feature. Boy and the Heron only got the one for animated. Let's see. And again, kind of weird they didn't go 20 Days in Maripol, or like Four Daughters, for example, I believe was also eligible for international, so we had no crossover there. So American Symphony only ended up getting the song nomination that I put it in for, but yeah. But yeah, Indiana Jones, I don't know. I mean, there's nothing, even for John Williams, who is, you know, I'm not even going to hold debate here. He is the best composer of all time for film scores. I don't know if I don't remember a lick from that score, and I don't particularly like the movie didn't particularly sit well with me. I didn't particularly enjoy it, but yeah. Otherwise, yeah. Let's look here. Anything else that got nothing else in my count that got multiple? Because yeah, May December only got the one screenplay nomination. Nothing for Julianne Moore. Only 12 films got multiple nominations then? That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense at all. Only Napoleon and Mission Impossible, outside of the picture contenders, got multiple? That can't be right. That cannot be right. Oh, The Creator got 2. Yeah. There we go. There's 13. Because I got sound and I got visual effects. Which for sound, I didn't really consider that one too much. So, yeah. So I would say that one arguably is probably going to win that category then for visual effects. Because, I mean, Guardians, yep, they rarely go superhero there. Mission Impossible, I don't think they're going to give it to that one. Napoleon, I don't think so. So that really leaves Godzilla and The Creator. And Godzilla, one thing I didn't mention, but it's been brought up by other people, so that's worth mentioning, is that the director of the film actually is a credited part of the special effects team. I'm not exactly sure what he did on the film, but he did, in fact, help firsthand with the visual effects, so he gets credit for that. And, yeah, very, very awesome that, that's rarely something you see. It's like, I can't even think of a time when you would have had a director actually helping with visual effects, unless you go, like, some maybe conspiracy. I can't talk. Conspiracy. I can't. Flip a lip. Conspiracy theorists that say, like, that what's his name? Kubrick did everything on 2001 or something. There's some that do that, and then you got the moon landing shit, which we're not even going to get into. But let's see who else here. I had Color Purple getting 2 because I had that in production design. That only pulled the 1 for Danielle Brooks, so that's a very, very disappointing result. Obviously, from the start of the season, that's an extremely disappointing result for Oprah Winfrey and everybody involved on the film there. Yeah. Oh yeah, Naiad got the 2. Yeah, there we go. Now it's starting to come back to me. All this stuff just happened, and yet it's a blank. So we're up to 14 films got multiple nominations. I had 15. So yeah, that's pretty damn close, man. Most time I'm way off on those. There's always like those weird like films in the tech categories that they just somehow get to 2. Which I was thinking when they did, because I think they did score before they did visual effects, and they said Indiana Jones there. I'm like, it's probably in for visual effects then. But no, they ended up going Mission Impossible. Okay, let's see. I think that's enough here, because yeah, Rustin only got the 1 for Best Actor. American Symphony got the 1. I had that one down for 2. Golda only got 1 in makeup. Ferrari got nothing. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, let's go down the categories here. I'll try to get this in order here this time. as best I can. So I'll flip through. Once I'm done with the page, I'll discard it so it's not floating around. Okay, so for Best Picture, we got 10 out of 10. This is the first time this has happened for me. Arguably, this was the easiest one to predict because Color Purple had lost a lot of momentum. May, December, and Air basically had no momentum going into today, outside of a couple, sneaky things like Air could have snuck into screenplay, for example. That was going to be about it. May, December, we thought Julianne Moore in screenplay and maybe Charles Melton, but Melton, started missing a couple things, and it felt like that narrative kind of, for him getting nominated, kind of collapsed. Let's see. So aside from that, not much crosstalk on that one. Director, I had Alexander Payne in instead of Jonathan Glazer. Otherwise, I got the other four, so that's not much to complain about there. So I was correct to predict that both Greta and Bradley Cooper, who last time... Okay, no, I was going to say they... wasn't there a time they were possibly going to get nominated together too? But no, this will be the first time. Because Greta, that was... Lady Bird was 2017, so that was before Star is Born. Otherwise, no Celine Song, no Cord Jefferson, which actually, if Cord Jefferson, after it got like the score nomination, I'm like, what if, I'm like, a very, very small part of me, I didn't say it out loud, but a very, very small part of me started worrying, is Cord Jefferson in for director instead of, I don't know, Scorsese or Justine Triet or something. So, so for those of you who do like diversity in the directing category, you can hold off a little slack from the director's branch. They did put in Justine, so they do have a female director in there. I had her predict, again, probably not since I've seen the film, but close to when I've seen the film, that's when I put her in. So that was in sometime in October or November or something. So I've had her for a while, so I'm glad I got that one correct. Yorgos and actually Poor Things, from the very start of this season, I was very high on that one. Actually, I don't usually talk about this, but because it feels like bragging, and I'm not... you guys should know at this point, those of you who have been following me for years or even just since the season, just with the production value of this thing and everything, I don't go overboard with this stuff. I do this, I love predicting stuff. Offhand comment, I'm into like some sports gambling once in a while, so I do like, just predicting stuff. The market of predicting stuff is so much fun because it's great to get things correct when you're right, and it's always like a sting when it's like, oh, I should have known that one, or it's just so much fun. It's so much damn fun. Plus, movies is one of my biggest passions in life, arguably the biggest passion of my life. So this is obviously this is Christmas to me. This is Christmas morning when we get this stuff. But bragging is like the last thing I try to do on this thing. I've always been raised to be humble and kind and all that fun stuff. There's a song like that, but whatever. But I did, early on in the season, Poor Things, I did get Yorgos on Gold Derby at 100-1 odds for that one, so I'm very glad of that prediction. And Justine, I think I got her 60-1, so, and I looked at the numbers last night because I was trying to put in my special bet or whatever. That's the only reason why I remember shit like that, but anyways. So I was a very early believer in that film from the start, even when some people were very mixed on it. Because remember when that one was coming out, it was supposed to be a September release. Then when they put it on the fall season and stuff, there were reports that Searchlight was very unhappy with the film, that they moved it to December because they had to reshoot stuff after the first screenings. There was all sorts of rumors and speculation around it. And I was like, nope, I think it's going to get a bunch of nominations. And boom, here it was. It really, outside of visual effects, it got everything that we predicted it to. I predicted it to, at least. It didn't fall out of any funky categories like film editing. It could have been vulnerable in. Could have been vulnerable in like the makeup category. Could have been vulnerable in director, as it turned out, because the BAFTA nod didn't happen. Mark Ruffalo became a little vulnerable after missing SAG and BAFTA, but he got in. So, so that's enough on that one. Best Actor, I did not have Coleman Domingo in. Again, I just don't like to go with those anymore because I've been burned so many goddamn times on it. Those actors who are only going to get the one nomination thing. And even though, Rustin felt pretty good in song, I just didn't, I couldn't pull Leo. I couldn't pull Leo out of the predictions because of his stat line and stuff. So that's 4 out of 5 on that category. Best Actress is also 4 out of 5 for me. And I put in Margot at the wrong time. I know at one point in the season I had her in for Best Actress. Probably not too long after I saw the film for the first time. But and that was that was very early November, I believe, when I saw that one. And I had Annette Bening pretty early on in the season, too. And I actually had her to win for a long time. But that narrative just never took off. It's down to Emma Stone and Lily Gladstone at this point. One of the Stones is going to win this one, if you will. By the way, for predictions, Oppenheimer for picture. Yep, it didn't miss anything here. You could argue Killers and Oppenheimer, or Killers and Poor Things, and maybe, I don't know, Barbie. Maybe not quite doing what they were expected today. Some got in at unexpected points, other ones did not. So, so at that point, I really don't think Oppenheimer doesn't have a, late day performer to worry about. Now, you could argue, look at here a couple of years ago when we had Power of the Dog at this point. That one very much overperformed Oscars morning because it got into like the sound category, for example. And I think none of us were predicting it in production design or one of the design categories. I remember almost nobody had it, and it got in. I had Jesse Plemons getting in. I remember I pulled that one correctly because he was not favored to get nominated. I think he only got the BAFTA leading up to that one. Yeah, so even though that one was, so that one, it's like overperformed and stuff. Oppenheimer did not get to 14, so that's, that's not, doesn't have that target on its back like La La Land did. So I think it's going to win for picture at this point. It's going to win director. Again, regardless of what happens in picture, if something else were to come up like Poor Things or Killers somehow, or The Holdovers somehow, or one of the other ones, Maestro or whatever, Barbie, it's going to be winning director at least. Actor, feels like with the momentum here, you've got Giamatti has some momentum. Cillian Murphy did win the Globe. Bradley Cooper could still win at SAG and start his trajectory up. So that one's a little open. At this point, Holdovers didn't get director. It didn't get another acting nod, so it's not quite as overall as strong as we had suspected. God, if it had gotten director, that would have been really helpful. And Dominic Sessa would have been equally helpful. And if it had gotten both, like I had predicted, then I think that's maybe the thing that would push me over the edge here. Maestro did not miss anything, though. And it's not up for director, so Bradley, the whole vanity thing or whatever, if some people were looking at that argument, this is going to be the only place to award him outside of screenplay. So, at the moment, I'm actually going to lean Bradley Cooper here. I'm going to predict that he's going to win SAG and start from there, but it could obviously be Cillian Murphy. It could easily be Paul Giamatti, so just an early thing for there. Actress, Emma Stone, I'm going to go her to start here. Supporting actor is a 4 out of 5 for me as well. Sterling K. Brown got in instead of Dominic Sessa, and Dominic I hadn't really been predicting all season. That was kind of a late pull, but sometimes you got to do that. Like I was predicting basically Killers of the Flower Moon for screenplay all year, and I pulled that one late, and it ended up really working out, so sometimes that happens. But it's Robert Downey Jr.'s to lose, absolutely. Supporting actress, 3 out of 5. This is really the only one of the acting categories I struggled with. But this one, you could argue, alongside maybe Best Actress, had the most possibilities for a spoiler, and we ended up getting 2 of them. We ended up getting Jodie Foster and America Ferrera in. Again, really weird to see Barbie get the supporting actor nod for Ryan and get America in, but then Margot is just missing in Best Actress. Even though she pulled like a... so actually let's talk about that. So nobody in Best Actor got in at all 4 of the precursors and missed. Margot did. She got in at all 4 of the precursors and missed. Otherwise, I think in Supporting Actress, we didn't have anybody there, because everybody I had predicted had missed at least, other than Divine, Emily Blunt, and Danielle Brooks, everyone else had missed something. Like Sandra Hüller I put in kind of last minute. She had missed everything except BAFTA, which is not, a shock by any means. And Julianne Moore had missed at SAG and BAFTA. Jodie missed at BAFTA, and America Ferrera, again, we only mentioned, she only got Critics' Choice leading up to this. So, for who's going to win, this, regardless what happens in Best Actor, this is going to be a place I think they're going to reward the Holdovers. Divine has all the momentum right now. So, then 5 out of 5 on original screenplay. Again, not much crosstalk there. I've had these 5 arguably for a little while. I think May, December was the last one I put in, and that one I had in 6th place technically for a while because we knew, we had an inkling at least that Barbie was going to fall out of original screenplay and go over to adapted, which it did. Speaking of adapted, 5 out of 5 there. Again, not much crosstalk there. That's about what we expected. Animated feature was 4 out of 5. Not bad. Robot Dreams. I had nobody talked about that one. Um, yeah, so no Super Mario Brothers, no Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which I never predicted, but no Peasants, no Wish either. So yeah, Disney only got Elemental in there, which was part of Pixar. Doc Feature, I didn't do so hot in. 3 out of 5 there. No American Symphony or Beyond Utopia. Beyond Utopia, again, many sites had listed that as the front runner for this category. Or they had mentioned American Symphony. So now that leaves it wide open for something like 20 Days in Maripol. Can steamroll there. If not, they could go something like Eternal Memory. But yeah. International Feature, another one, 3 out of 5. I'm kind of kicking myself for Teacher's Lounge because I had that one predicted for a while. I pulled it out in favor of 20 Days in Maripol, which ended up being a correct call, but I just needed to drop something else. So Taste of Things, so France missed out on that one. And again, I think with the eligibility rule, I don't know if Anatomy of a Fall, if they had chosen that one instead. There's so much English in that film, spoken English. I don't think that one would have qualified. So I think they did the correct thing by putting in Taste of Things. And Io Capitano got the Globe nomination and then kind of disappeared after that, but it showed back up here, so yeah. For who's going to win that one? Zone of Interest. Zone of Interest has that one on lockdown, pretty much. Okay, cinematography, 4 out of 5. So I had Zone of Interest in. They go with El Conde, so again, that's the 5 that got in at the Cinematographers Guild. Pretty uncommon for that to carry over, so okay. Not much crosstalk on that one. It'll be Oppenheimer's to lose. Film editing is 5 out of 5. Again, not much crosstalk here. No Barbie, no Maestro, so yep. And again, Oppenheimer's to lose. Costume design is 5 out of 5 as well. And that's really going to be, it's Poor Things versus Barbie. And I think the popularity of the film and stuff, I think Barbie. Again, if you look at it, if it's the same thing that we saw last time with Poor Things versus The Favorite, which Poor Things actually overperformed The Favorite, because that got 10, if I recall. And Poor Things pulled 11. So, not as much help in the acting categories, but more help in the tech categories. Otherwise, I think it got a lot of the same nominations, though. Screenplay and so on and so forth. The popularity of that one, I still say Barbie, though, will win this one for costume design. Production design, I'm also going to go Barbie to win here, and I had 4 out of 5 here. I did not have Napoleon. I had Color Purple instead. Who else do we got left here? Music categories next. Score was 4 out of 5. 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5. Give myself credit there. No Spider-Man, no Zone of Interest. Zone of Interest missing here was weird. That just felt like one it was going to get into for sure. So instead they go American Fiction, they go John Williams, they go Indiana Jones. Okay, but yeah. For who's going to win this one, it's Oppenheimer. Even though I would, Killers of the Flower Moon, part of me still wants to vote for Robbie Robertson because of his passing. I think I got his name right the first time here. Yeah. It's probably not going to happen. Yeah. So yeah, at this point, Killers got the same number as Irishman. Now we're in trouble, Marty. Now we're looking at the exact same thing because there's no obvious category for Killers of the Flower Moon to win. It's got competition in Best Actress, even though at one point maybe Lily was a front runner there. It's not going to win Supporting Actor. It's probably not going to win Picture or Director. It's not nominated in Screenplay. It can't win there. It's not going to win in Best Original Song, which is really a toss-up at this point. It could be either I'm Just Ken or What Was I Made For, since they both won at one of the precursors here, and we're not going to get another precursor award for that category until the Oscars. 4 out of 5 on that one, by the way. So I had Road to Freedom from Rustin. Instead, they go the Song for My People, I think, was from Killers of the Flower Moon. Which, when I saw it shortlisted there, part of me just wondered if it would get in, but it did not. Makeup and hairstyling was 4 out of 5. I did have Killers here, and it missed. Instead, they go Society of the Snow, which is another one that got 2 nominations. There we go. Now we're counting. That one did pull that. So Society of Snow got 2. So now we got to 15. Boom. That's the first time that's happened with me too. That I predicted the right number of double nomination or multiple nominees. Yeah, another thing too. Now, Society of the Snow did not get visual effects though. It only got international feature and it got makeup. So yeah, because I was thinking if that one was going to overperform. It could get into, like, score it was shortlisted in, even though, again, Michael Giacchino, they've stayed the hell away from in that category since his win for Up. They've just ignored him entirely. So, 4 out of 5 for makeup. Otherwise, to win that one, Maestro. Maestro easily to win that one. Sound was not so sound. 3 out of 5. I missed The Creator and I missed Mission Impossible. I had The Killer here for a while, but no. And Killers of the Flower Moon, this is actually one spot where it was eligible and possibly, likely to get nominated. It did not. I had Barbie and I had Ferrari. Again, Ferrari completely missed everything here this morning. As did All of Us Strangers, as did, what was the other one that I was thinking maybe had a shot at a nomination or two, and it just didn't get anything. Let's see. I know Wonka, Asteroid City I had as possible nominees in a couple categories. Air I had as a possible nominee. Saltburn. Saltburn got totally dusted this morning. Just nothing. Which I had predicted. I didn't sense that Barry had enough momentum yet in Best Actor to get a nomination there. But for who's going to win Best Sound, Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer's got that one. Visual effects was another 3 out of 5 for me. So I did not have Napoleon and I did not have Mission Impossible. Instead, they go Creator, Guardians, Godzilla -1. I did have those 3 right. So this is, again, the one spot where Poor Things could have gotten a nomination and it did not. The shorts burned me badly this year, and at this point, just pick 5 at this point, unless you've seen them and you're very, very confident in what's going to get in. But I had Letters to a Pig, that got in. War is Over, the John and Yoko one, that got in. Everything else missed. No Pete, no Boom, and no Disney for Once Upon a Studio. And said they went 90, and I wrote out all the shortlisted ones here because, again, they just always surprise us here. 95 Senses, Pachydermy, and Our Uniform, which is weird. Our Uniform, I remember name dropping that one here in the last video, so yeah. Let's see, probably the best one I did out of these was the Doc Short category. I had ABC of Book Banning, Barber of Little Rock, and The Last Repair Shop, so no Last Song from Kabul and no Camp Courage. Instead, they go Nai Nai and Waipo, or Waipo, I think it's Po, and Island in Between were the other 2. By the way, who's going to win visual effects? I didn't do that one. Creator, especially since that has multiple nominations. Not to say that, obviously the only other one, the 2 that got multiple nominations in that category, Napoleon and Mission Impossible, I don't immediately think of those as visual effects things. The first thing, if, the Creator, probably the first thing you would think of that one is the effects, the more lifelike effects there. So that's probably maybe not a slam dunk to win, because Godzilla, the popularity of that one might be enough to win. No Godzilla film, from my recollection, has ever been nominated before in Oscar history, outside unless Godzilla vs. Kong got in for effects, but I don't think it did. Or did it? Well, I know Kong Skull Island got in, if you want to count that one. But this is this is Godzilla -1. This is like the Toho, like the granddaddy Godzilla, if you will. None of those were touched by a 10-foot pole by the Oscars back in the back to the 50s and stuff when they started making those. So yeah. So for animated short, now with the arguably front runner, Once Upon a Studio, once that one is out, it could be either of the 2 that I put in. It could be Letters to a Pig, and it could be War is Over, especially when they see John and Yoko in the title. Yeah, War is Over. War is Over is going to be my first pick there. We'll see if I want to keep that or not later on in the season. But for Doc Short, Last Repair Shop, ABC's of Book Banning, both have been very, very popular ones. Deciding Vote missed. I know that a lot of people had Deciding Vote in there, but no. That's a toss-up. I'll go ABC's of Book Banning just because, again, the title might stick out to those that are laypersons that only vote in the category without having seen any of the nominees. Which I'm sure is actually a bigger portion of the Academy than would like to admit. My screen went blank here, so I just want to make sure. Whoops. It's early, so sometimes my password doesn't come up right. Let's see. So then last one would be live action short, which is 2 out of 5. So I had The After and I had Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar. Those are the only 2 I had right. So I put Anne Frank in late, didn't pay off. Strange Way of Life and Good Boy did not get in there. The Shepherd did not get in. Red, White, and Blue did. Invincible and Night of Fortune. Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar, I believe, is Wes Anderson or something. It was a famous filmmaker behind that one. You do have David Oyelowo, I believe, was involved in the making of The After, so could be a showdown there between those two, but I'll go Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar to start the season. Okay. So yeah, not a bad morning predicting-wise. What's our biggest? Almost every year we have a biggest WTF moment. I would say Leo. I would say Leo, but him missing a couple late. He ended up becoming more. We knew he was kind of vulnerable there. It wasn't a huge shock when they went Coleman. Maybe you could go Margot Robbie, because again, the film got almost everything else that we were expecting. It missed director, which again, that I was not going to say was going to be a WTF moment, because Greta, had already missed at BAFTA. She got the DGA nomination, true, but yeah, I've always been a little suspect of her getting nominated there. I had predicted her for a little bit there, in like October, November, but after a while I pulled her. And you could say maybe Alexander Payne, since he's a past, 3-time past nominee in that category. Again, that category, that director's branch is very insular. They don't always love going with first-time nominees unless it's something that really wows them, which obviously the two international films, the Zone of Interest and Anatomy of a Fall, did. So they both got in, which was weird. I was thinking, I don't know if I even mentioned it on Saturday there, but I was thinking, I'm like, what would, who would be the one to fall out if both of these international directors got in? And I was looking at Yorgos or Martin Scorsese to be the one of those two to go, because I was confident that Holdovers was going to do better than it did this morning. It ended up getting 5, which is still that's not a bad performance by any means. Underperformed from my expectations, which, by the way, if we do that really quick, Oppie hit exactly what we thought. Poor Things -1, Killers -1, Barbie -1, Zone of Interest -2 from what I had, American Fiction +2, Holdovers -2, Maestro hit exactly what I had, Anatomy hit exactly what I had, Past Lives hit exactly what I had, and that was it. Yeah, all the other ones I had down for multiple nominations did not get them. Yeah. So I guess technically then it would be Napoleon +2, Mission Impossible +2, Creator +1, Naiad +2, and Society of the Snow +1. But yeah. And then you'd go minus for all the other ones. So yeah, I would say your biggest loser this morning as far as what I was predicting versus what actually happened, -2 for Holdovers, -2 for Spider-Man, and that's really about it. Everything else was about, and maybe Zone of Interest -2, which did not show up in as many tech categories as we were picking, but picked up 1 for director. So yeah. Okay, I think that's all I got for now. What do we got coming up here? We've got SAG is a little ways away. If I remember, Ace Eddie never announced their nominees, so I don't know what happened with them. But I ended up getting 5 out of 5 on the editing categories. It didn't matter. And maybe one of their predictions would have really thrown me off. Geez, yeah, so I think our biggest... by the way, back to the WTF thing. I think it's got to be Margot Robbie at this point. I think it's got to be her if it's not Alexander Payne or whatever. As far as inclusions, surprise inclusions, American Fiction in score I did not even have as a possibility. Killers I did not have as a strong possibility in song. I did not have the creator in sound. El Conde we talked a little bit about that one since it made the thing there. Robot Dreams for animated feature. Nope, absolutely was not. Did not hear a thing about that one going into it. You could argue America Ferrera, but at one point I did have her predicted, so it wasn't like a completely left field thing. If she had missed everything and then gotten in, then we'd be talking. Then we'd be talking about her as the biggest surprise inclusion, but not at this time. Okay, yeah. What else we got coming? BAFTA's a little ways away. We'll get some of the guilds. We'll decide their winners here in the next coming weeks. But yeah, I think that's about it for me for right now. So we'll be back later on when we get closer to some of these award shows coming up. One other quick thing I do want to say is I do appreciate also, by the way, the nice comments. Those are good. The mean comments, that's fine too. I don't care. Not very responsive all the time, but I do appreciate everybody that enjoys the videos and everyone who does not chipping in, so that's fine. But, yep. All right. I will. I'll celebrate where I can celebrate, and we'll keep going from here.